guess what? It is day 30. We made it to day 30. This is my Fireside Chat. I'm Pat Sloan. Thank you, my friend, for joining me. It's so good to see you. We get to come and have on Monday nights a little bit more relaxed, a little bit longer chat. If you have a nice something to drink while we're sitting here for half an hour on Monday nights. Now, if you don't realize it, I run these as what's called a premiere. So if you click the subscribe and hit the bell, you'll get a notice that what time the premiere is, and it runs when the show runs the first time, which is 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights for this longer one. And what happens is a lot of people come on about 20 minutes early and hang out and chat in the chat room for the premiere, and then I come on and also chat with you, just depending on when I finish eating dinner. It's like, as soon as I finish eating dinner, I run in and get on. So I'm usually there about 10 minutes before we start. So it is a lot of fun. If you've never done that, try to make time, try to set your alarm, at least get the bell from YouTube. So besides being our Fireside Chat night, it's also, of course, a challenge, the Crazy Quilting March Day 30 Challenge. You guys have been doing so great, so many awesome challenges. So I posted it earlier today on the community tab here at YouTube and over in the Facebook group. So I said, what would you do if I took my magic wand and tapped you, and for the day, you were the queen? You get to be the queen of whatever, the queen of quilting, and how would you spend your day if all of a sudden you could do whatever you wanted? So now a few of you did take that, like thinking that they had to do today whatever they wanted. No, this is a fantasy. What is it like? Would you suddenly have a massive quilt show up in your backyard so you could go to it? Or, would you fly to see your friend in Australia that you've never met in person because you're queen for the day? And of course, there'd be no cooking. You would have all your food would be catered, so you wouldn't have to cook anything. You could just, and I know you've done a lot of sewing in March, but not everybody's been able to sew. A lot of you are wonderful first line people who are out there in the stores so we can have groceries, make in the restaurants so we can do takeout. You're at the hospitals, at the doctor's offices, our paramedics, our firefighters, everybody, the police force, everything that makes that run. There's a lot of people who are not furloughed or not working at home. And even when you're working at home, you're supposed to be working, not in your sewing room. So that means not everybody gets to sew all day. So that might be your wish if you were queen for the day. So that is the challenge that I had for you today. It's just sort of a fun thing. And if there was one of the other challenges that you didn't get a chance to do, now would be a great day to go back and do it and see what you can accomplish. Maybe you want to tidy up, or if you had the batting one, but that was maybe a little overwhelming the day it came out, then you could go back and organize your batting and get it cleaned up. All that tossed little pieces, get them out and make them nice and tidy so they fit in. That kind of a thing. So that's where we are now. We're doing this in April, and I'll be repeating this again tomorrow. So. Briefly, so we all know that you can download the new calendar. I have a link below the video here and over at my website so you can download it. This is our April activities. Do you like the little sewing machine and the little flowers I put on this one? Yeah. So, and I also added on here, in case you didn't notice, I added all the sew-alongs. So that you can see what's going on with that. If you can be reminded what day they come out, that would be a good thing. So I thought I'd just go, oh wait, before I leave that, remember we have the brand new April Stay at Home, the Stay at Home Sew Along, which will be 30 of these blocks, one per day for April. And I am going to use fabrics that are fun and make me happy. You can use any kind of fabric you like, but I want to use my novelty prints, and I'm going to find really fun ones I haven't had a chance, or like Jane in Australia sent me a few that have Australian animals on them. So I'm going to probably use one of those one day. I just saw those when I was looking for something else. So that's what I'm going to do. So get that pattern too, which is, you can get the link over to my website. and get that downloaded so you have it. So what else has been going on? Lots, always lots, always lots. We had our Wednesday, our block Wednesday was matchbook cars. And here was the block that I did. I didn't have any card fabric. That would have been cute in my bundle that I used. But instead I've got tigers. Tiger in your tank, right? It's like that could be it. But there were some really, really cute blocks, and some of you got out your Matchbox and your other cars that you have, and did a photo of your block with the cars. I just love that. I showed that to Greg. He thought that was really cool. So yes, we do have a Matchbox collection here still of his. Some of them were pretty beat up. He's one of 3 boys, and they like to blow up the cars, melt them, smash them. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And if you are boy moms, I don't have children, but if any of you are boy moms, I have brothers, so I can relate to all that. I had 2 younger brothers. There was a lot of smashing of things, no matter what it was. Apparently that's fun. Okay, speaking of cars, we went through and did drive down Bonnie Lane. We have the Bluebird. The car's done. Yay! Okay, I'm so excited to have this car done. It is so amazing. I love it. So now look, let me just see. Where can I say? Yeah, here. So let me just show you the whole quilt. Here's Drive Down Bonnie Lane, which has the rows of houses and the lawn, the clothes on the line, the quilts on the line, which I gave you in the sew along. I gave you a bonus. Both the quilts are the same, but I gave you a bonus quilt to do if you wanted to do it, 2 different quilts hanging on the line. And then the car. One of our friends, I forget her name, did a pink Cadillac for the bottom of hers. It is so cute. I love the pink Cadillac. This one reminds me, or is actually a tribute to my Nana and Papa, my mom's parents, because they always had a big blue sedan, and my Nana called it the Bluebird of Happiness. That was her Bluebird of Happiness. Nana didn't really drive. She could drive, but she didn't drive very much, and when she did, you probably didn't want to be in her way. So yes. So I am thrilled. The quilt is done, and I hope you really enjoyed the sew-alongs for my Bonnie Lane fabric. We did about 5 or 6 or 10 or 500, I think, sew-alongs. I made up a lot of things with Bonnie Lane to show you. So I hope you enjoyed sewing those. There's still fabric left if you were wanting to pick up my fabric. So I'll link that down below. And that pattern is available, of course. So if you want to pick up the pattern and do it, there's a fat quarter bundle of my fabric that would get you started. So some of those are a little bigger, but they're like the roof, you would need some extra, those roofs are all they're pretty big. But you can see the pattern. It's got a supply list. You can read the supply list online. So this was amazing fun. And now I have, because I sewed along with you with the blocks, I have enough to put together a second quilt top. So I think I'm going to do that, and eventually I will give it to one of my nieces, or probably like maybe when one of them gets married, of or one of my nephews too. I have some nephews that might get married. Those boys don't seem to be the marrying type right now. None of the boys have anything going on. Someday. It's always hope, right? They're nice guys. But I think it'd be really nice for either a wedding quilt or a housewarming present. Like if they buy their first home, I think that would be fabulous to put in there. And then maybe on the label put like the names of where the places that they lived. Yeah, maybe where their husband lived. I think that would be really fun. So that's kind of my plan. So that'll go in a little bit of storage. So that top will get put away for a while until the right person, right time, right place shows up for it to be used. So which is really nice. I have it now. This week we do another part of the charity sew along. So I want you to see what that block is, because what's going to happen is soon I need to get the charity top put together. So even though we still have several more blocks to do, I may have to just show you those on the website from my photos. I may not be able to hold on to keeping the blocks that much longer. I need to get them sewn up so that then they can go to Cindy and Dennis Dickinson at the spa, who will be quilting it for charity, and then it will be auctioned for Make-A-Wish. So all that has to happen, and then it all has to be shipped to the Fat Quarter Shop so that they can do photography and get it ready to load up for the auction. So mine always has to be done, quite a bit sooner. But it's been really fun to be able to show you all the blocks for a little while here. It'll be quite a while. So coming up on the 1st, that would be Wednesday, is the next block, and it is the tulip. Now let me show you how I did my tulip. Whoops, I just put this under the needle. There we go. Ta-da! These are all in Bonnie Lane. I'm using all Bonnie Lane for the Bloomtopia. And the fabric that the Fat Quarter Shop is using is awesome too. But I just love this tulip block. Look how cool that is. Now they will have a video on this really fun angle. So if you had bought the kit, you got like a little template on how to do that. But they're going to show you how on their video, so you'll be able to watch that on Wednesday. But theirs are all going the same direction. They have like all the tulips going that way. But I thought that it looked really neat turned like this. Then for the quilt, there's actually a second tulip block by itself with a little sashing. So you see I got a sashing on it already. So there's a second tulip block. Aren't they the cutest tulips? And the only way you get shapes like this is to do something a little different. So this is a rectangle. It's called a half rectangle. So I'll just put it a little bit closer there. So you can see it's just like a half square triangle, except that it's a rectangle, which makes it a little, you have to think a little bit more. It's not hard. You just have to know how to do it. And they will show you on the video. Plus, on Wednesday, you'll also make this block for the quilt. So I like this one too. I like it with the pinwheel in the middle, and using the stripe from my Bonnie Lane. Isn't that cool? I love how stripes work in pinwheels. They always look so amazing. So these will all be start work on getting them set so that they can be finished and go off and become the quilt that will get donated. Yeah, it's get donated for, well, go up for auction. So somebody can bid on it and then own my version of the Bloomtopia with Bonnie Lane. So yeah, it's always nice and satisfying to be able to donate that to the charity Sew Along. Okay, so the other part, almost forgot, is the stitchery part. So so this is Monday. So I just have that part. What we're doing is this right here, this guy. And so I have just a couple of leaves, like the leaf at the thing at the end there, I have to repeat the whole way up. So after this video tonight, I am going to leave this out so that I will finish it. That's my goal. I need to finish it. It's like, this seems like much for this, like not a big cross stitch, but it's just not right at the top of my list right now. It's just a little below. So it's getting done though. It's getting done each time. Although this week there wasn't a lot and I still like lagged behind. So I'm sure you all never do that. Never. You meet every deadline and you hit it every time. I know. Today is the 30th, and it also means it is the last day of the designer tour. Although I think everybody's discounts or tips or whatever they were doing will still be up through tomorrow, which is the 31st. I have a list of all the designers, and from the new ones that you haven't seen that I haven't listed yet are up today, and then the last 3 days worth, so all of them are there. It's like about 42 people, I think. So if you missed a day, you can catch up, go visit and meet a whole bunch of my designer friends. So it's been really wonderful. Linda of Colorworks, who I've known for a very long time. She organized this, so thank you, Linda. It was amazing. That's a lot of effort, a lot of work, and all the designers did a great job sharing in each other's work. When a lot of them had to cancel a lot of trips, so the teaching engagements. So it was really nice to be able to get out and meet some community this way and meet the quilters that you went to visit them. So have fun. You still have some time tonight after the video. You can jump on there and go tour around. It'll be fun. It's nice. I like seeing what people are doing. Okay, what else? This got cut off yesterday. I was using a different camera. We were trying it out, and I tried it for 2 videos, and I didn't realize that the day before it had cut off early because it had cut off just as I was kind of finishing, so I didn't really notice it. But obviously yesterday it was like in the middle of something. It's like, oh, it's done. So we're not using that camera now. It has a little issue, apparently. So this is Big Bird. And the bird itself, in the middle here, is a bonus project from the Bloomtopia. So I did it in Bonnie Lane. Let me see if I can shift back a little bit. Here we go. So I did it in the Bonnie Lane fabric. It's a big blue bird. He's funny. He makes me smile. He's so cute. Yeah. So, oops. So what I did there was 2 rows of squares. So these are just 2.5 half square, 2.5 cut, 2 inches in the quilt. And I put yellow in the corners, which I'm also going to, I think, do yellow binding. I don't know. Maybe I need the cinnamon like this. What do you think? Do you need the cinnamon for the binding? That might be good too. I have some of that left. So this is the guy. He turned out pretty cute. He's big. I have a place in the house that I think he'll go. So I need to get him quilted. This is a free pattern from the Bloomtopia, which is the charity quilt along. So I will link Big Bird. And thank you for your thoughts on how many borders. I really anticipated doing 3 borders, but after I did 2, I was like, okay, I'm going to be done. I'm done. I don't want to do that anymore. So, although I think it still would look nice with 3, it might actually be just a little bit too much. So, okay. When Gudrun sew along, this is how many I have. I had a picture I put out on my Facebook group the other day, but this, I have almost all of them pieced. See? Almost all of them. Not quite all of them. They're pretty fun. They're very large. It's a very large quilt. Several people said they actually made 2 quilts with it. Which I guess if you had like some baby quilts that your fabrics would work for. So I will finish it because I will finish it in April. I would love to actually get it quilted in April, but I'm going to do it myself with the wave stitch. So, and maybe not real heavy quilted. Or maybe I'll just free motion all over it. Maybe I'll fire the tiara up back there and just do some swirls and get her done. It's a big quilt. It fills up. It's as big, I think, no, it's bigger. It's as probably a little bit wider than this one, and it's longer. It's a little bit longer. It hangs below the board to pass the, pass by the plug. That's how big it is. So it is a big quilt. I want to, oh, here we go. I have all this stuff laying here to show you, so I have to keep looking to see where it is. I put out, this is Traffic Jam. Let me see if I can stand up here without pulling the mic out. Whee! So, my Traffic Jam, I am working on another one with the spotted fabric and all the white pluses. There we go, so you can sort of see it. And I will have all white border on it. That's my goal. So I've been working on this one periodically. It's hanging to the ground where I'm standing. So it's pretty much as tall as me right now. And I will do the borders on it. I did put out a add-on pattern because so many people love this one and kept asking me for, you know, how much blocks do I do for this size and how many squares would I really need because you're cutting up your, you know, all your scraps. So there's an add-on pattern for the traffic jam, and it's $5, and you can get, there's all the sizes, the one that's free, and then three additional sizes. So there's 4 sizes in the pattern of the supply list. So there you go. So you can go forth and sew all your scraps into traffic jams. So I love it. I'm going to do another one after that. I'm going to pick a totally different set of colors and just use them. Here, I'll show you how this is progressing here with, so this is how my basket looks that I'm working with. So right now, I just threw some strips in there that I'm going to sew together and then cut into 2.5-inch squares. And I have other 2.5-inch squares. And then these are all the parts. Like as I'm sewing things together. So like here's just 2 fabrics sewn together, and then eventually I sewed, a bunch of them. So this is for the border. So I'm working on getting the border sewn up, and I have just parts like that, and I keep them all in this basket. Right by the sewing machine. So it's right here next to my baby lock. And that way, as I'm working and I need to do a start or an end for some other patchwork, I just grab some of those, and then it is amazing how fast that goes. I mean, you just end up with another whole quilt in like, you know, no time at all. So I got in the Sew Sampler box the other day, and I always wait until I'm, you know, especially the mail might be a little bit slow right now. So I'm got the box and I'm gonna look in it. If you don't have your box yet, then, you know, cover up the screen. But it's the 30th, so hopefully you have it. Let's take a look. What came? I am always so excited because I don't look until I do it on here. So what do we got? Made with Love. They always do a theme. For the box, and the boxes are so cute. You can keep them and store stuff in them. So I have some that I store up on the shelf up there. So in the back of it, then there's always a discount code. So on the back of this sheet, they give you a discount for something, which is super great. We got the new Tulip Ink Fabrics with the sewing theme. Let's look at it. This would be great to do. This would be fabulous. Here, wait. This would be fabulous fabric to do for these, right? For the stay-at-home. Yeah, these would be fantastic with all. I mean, you could just get a bundle or a layer cake or something, and then some yardage and things. So here is. Oh, look how cute this is. So if you have a modern sewing machine, there is the sewing machine fabric with some flowers. Oops, it's upside down. Is it upside down? Yeah, there we go. Isn't that pretty? I love Tulip's fabric. So there it is in purple. That's the same fabric in purple. And then how cute is this? It's like grid work. It might be hard to see, but there's X's and there's little safety pins. Let me get it up closer. Can you see those? They're like glow in the dark almost. Here is scissors. Oh, look at that. The rotary cutters and the scissors and snips and pins. That's fabulous. This would be so cute in the stay-at-home quilt along. And then we have just some hand sewing hearts. Got snips and scissors and needles. That is fabulous. I love it. I love it. Okay, what else did they give us in here? You also get a little booklet that tells you what each of the products is, and if you need to know how to use it for some reason, then they tell you that. Also, there's a pattern that comes free with the box, and this is that you just buy like background. So this is using the sewing fabric. So that's a pretty nice pattern. you do need to buy some, yardage, a little bit of yardage for, or have what you have at home for the background. Okay, what else came here? Ah, yes, Wonder Clips. Love, love, love Wonder Clips. I was just talking about those the other day, and I love this. Okay. These are so cute. Look, unicorn pins. Okay, I may have to, and they're pink. Did you know? Here, I have my pins all like this in the little bin, and I keep pink ones in there. So yes, they're going to have to go in there. The pink ones. How cute is that? Got to be a unicorn. Got to have a unicorn. And then one of her new rulers, which has, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see the frosted heart and scissors? There, sorry, we got a lot of glare. Oh, there, I think you can see it now. Yeah, see the scissors in the bottom here? And then the heart, and that's the frosting part, so that's the non-skid part. And she has a couple different size rulers. And actually, I'll give you a hint. If you have the box, and the coupon is for the rulers this month. And then they do a sew along, which also has a pattern. So, there's the layout for theirs. And this one is what was coming every month in the box. And so they'll, looks like maybe it's finished now since that's block 12. Yeah, so it's finished. So it'll start with something new next time. And you can get on the list. I always show you these because a lot of this is available. You don't have to, have the box. There's always a couple of things that are, like the pattern is exclusive to the box. But for the most part, everything else you can get. And you see new things that you didn't even know that you needed, right? That's what I find anyways. I love them. It's like a present to yourself. So you can, there's only so many boxes they send out, and then you can get on a wait list, and when openings come up, they will email, and then you can decide then if you would like to join. So that's how it works. It's a pretty fun thing from the Fat Quarter Shop. All right. Well, I'm trying to decide. I had one other thing I was thinking about here, but let me just show you. I'll show you. So I decided, I had this box that had the Shamrock table runner in it. This is what it came in. And I decided that I am going to put my bindings in here. I might also use one of these sew sampler boxes, but I'm going to put the bindings in here. And then all of you now are responsible for helping me remember that I put them in the orange box. I'm hoping that helps me because it's orange, that it helps me remember that that's what's in it, is binding. I also have this stack that's been sitting on top because these need to be cut into binding. So that is my binding project, which in April I'm going to get that finished up and organized, and then hopefully I'll do like a traffic jam or something like that that uses scrappy bindings. And I have a few other quilts that need binding, just like 800 or so. And my favorite number, 800. 800 of this, 800 of that. I have some of those that need binding. So I'm going to look to see. I'm trying to keep them by like a green binding, a navy binding, one that's like a Halloween, it's orange and black. So I'll go through that. That might be something for April to talk about. Kind of talk about that. We'll see. Somebody remind me if I forget. It's likely I'll forget. There's always lots of things going on. Okay. So last week, this was my goodie bag that needs to go to a home, and I have a name, and I will put it up. I will email you after this. And so the question last week was to tell me, let's see, what was the question? Tell me about one of your favorite quilts that you made. That you had a lot of fun making, or there was something significant going on. And so this is going to Tanya Sue, who said that she loved doing, she has like 5 top quilts, and one of them was my grandma's kitchen that she made. She had a nice little write-up, and so I'll put that on the website. And Tanya Sue, I will be emailing you so that this will be shipping off to you after you give me your mailing address. So now the dilemma is that nobody wrote for last week's. What? How could that be? nobody. I sent, and so I am putting it back up again this time. So if next week when I say your name, I hope to heck you write, because I don't want to have to put this away again, right? It is this whole, let me bring this out here. So it is this whole package. Sorry, it got messy here. This whole package of blues, or, you know, sort of more like aqua blues, light blues. Maybe just call them light blues, because some lean a little bit more aqua, some a little bit more blue. Aren't they gorgeous? Like the person never wrote. So that's their loss. I can't help it. Look at this. They're just so pretty. It's got like rain clouds. There's jacks. This would be perfect for childhood games. Pluses, a couple of text prints, super cute, fun designs. And I've got Celine's awesome, perfect piecing seam guide, which I'll link you to in case you don't have one of those. An Aurifil thread, a little super cute, like, yeah, see, I still got those rotary cutter pins, a little mat, one of the little side mats, and here is a Alpha cutter. Now I'm also going to throw in, because we're doing something new, so here is the journal, and this journal is the one that you can do just your quilts. So, and it's a small size. You can do other kind of notes, you know, however you want to use it, but it's set up so that you can document your quilt that you're working on, the progress. And this would be great for April. So if you win it, you could just document your April, and each day could be something that, you know, quilts that you worked on for that day, or you just put in the quilts you plan to work on in April. That would be a great thing for this journal. So, all right. So my hope is that whoever wins this one, whoever this goodie bag goes to, will answer, so you get it. Crazy, crazy nobody's answering. So what's the question? So what I want to know is the last quilting item you purchased. And you're going to put that at my website, the last quilting item you purchased, whatever that was, you know, like thread, fabric, tell me the fabric, a pattern, a book, a sewing machine. That'd be a great last quilting thing that you purchased, wouldn't it? A sewing machine. So thank you. This has been awesome to sit and have a nicer, longer chat and catch up on all the things that we're working on. And I'm so excited for April. April. Our April activities and our stay-at-home sew-along. So those two are going to be super fun, and every day I'll have a video again in April. I love you. Thank you for being an amazing community. Thank you for supporting us with your buying with our links. Remember, we also are on Amazon, so if you're doing your stay-at-home shopping there, thank you for using our links. Greg and I appreciate it, and I will see you online, my friend. Oh, I gotta find the clicker. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.